Right now, the state of California is rolling out something most of us probably already have in our wallet. Plastic cards with a security chip, the ones that let you tap to pay at the register. 3.2 million Californians on food stamps and welfare will get new EBT cards by this June.
I know I'm stopping this early, but that is an outrageous amount of people who are living in California that are on food stamps. 3.2 million. And 405 of them live in San Diego. That is insane. Honestly, if you don't make at least $200,000 by yourself, don't even bother living in California, because they're top five highest tax states. They got the second highest real estate in the whole country. They're number one when it comes to gas. They're trying to phase out ICE vehicles so everyone can change to electric. California is not a favorable place to live if you're poor. Not even if you're poor. If you're making under $200,000 by yourself, don't even bother going there.
More than 400,000 of them live right here in San Diego County. In a news release, the county claims this update makes welfare money much less accessible to thieves and more difficult to steal benefits.
But the fraud investigators who work inside California's welfare county offices say that's doubtful. The rollout is a year behind the state's own schedule. And as NBC7 investigates, Alexis Rivas reports the technology, Alexis is even further behind.
Catherine, numbers we pulled from our county alone show we are hemorrhaging tax dollars to welfare fraud. Those tax dollars were meant to help San Diego County's poorest families. Instead, in just the last 2 years, criminals stole at least $34 million. That's money taxpayers then paid again to reimburse the families they targeted.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
Welfare fraud investigators showed NBC7 Investigates what they see every day.
This is like attached to the ATM.
Yeah, and it's color matched to the ATM.
But look closer. A small hole for a hidden camera to capture PIN numbers a thief can pair up with the card numbers he's skimming. And speaking of skimming,
And that's the real bad part of this. It's not like it's money that's even staying in our country that's being stolen.
last month, Romanian agents served dozens of warrants overseas. FBI officials say a Romanian crime family, quote, profited handsomely by targeting California welfare families. And last year in San Diego, U.S. attorneys charged an Italian and 6 Romanian nationals for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from welfare cards.
Yeah, and it was so easy for them to steal this money because all you have to do was put a skimmer over the POS system, and once you swipe your card, all your information, including your PIN number, gets saved onto that skimmer. Now, it's very pitiful that it took them this damn long to finally put a chip on the EBT cards, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to help because the vast majority of places that you go that accept EBT cards still require you to swipe your card.
It's actually much larger than anyone's imagining. We handle
Sworn and armed, Greg Mahoney and Sean Ferris collectively have 75 years experience investigating people who steal from California's welfare system.
The state of California has no idea what the fraud rate is.
Well, why not?
That's a question our organization has been asking.
Mahoney and Ferris don't work in San Diego County. They serve as president and vice president of a group of county welfare fraud investigators across California. Their group has hounded the California Department of Social Services for years to better track welfare theft. Right now, the state only counts how much money it reimburses theft victims, which police say...
The fact that they have to hound a city council or a state council to track how much money they're giving out to these people and how much fraud is really being recorded just shows how incompetent California is
far less than what thieves stole.
If they can ever get a handle on how much is being lost, they're going to look terrible. And is that a reason why they're not tracking fraud? I don't know, but it sure sounds suspect to me.
If he sounds salty, tension between law enforcement and the state welfare system goes way back. As early as 2018, Mahoney and fellow police officers met with CDSS and warned its benefit cards were too easy a target. Mahoney said a state official agreed, but California issued them anyway. Then 3 years ago, Mahoney says he went back and urged the state to at least add a security chip.
So you identified these glaring problems. What was the response?
The first response I recall getting was it's too expensive to do.
Now that the state is
So it's too expensive for California to issue EBT recipients the cards with chips on it. But it's not so expensive for them to have to reimburse everyone who had their card information stolen and all their EBT funds stolen. That's not more expensive than issuing new cards. Got it.
finally doing it, Mahoney says criminals are light years ahead.
From what I see is a rush to get out a chipped card as fast as possible, and that will stop all the fraud. And I've been raising my hand for years telling them it is much more than that.
A security chip lets you pay for stuff without giving the cash register your entire account number. The problem, says Mahoney, is this backside strip isn't getting any upgrades. All a criminal has to do is rig a cash register so it only accepts swipes, and voila, a criminal can see your full account balance, your card number, and the holy grail, your
And I
PIN
just
code.
said that.
They are
Just said that.
20 years behind in the technology they're putting on these new cards. And to me, that's just a waste of money.
The California Department of Social Services rejected our request for an on-camera interview. But in a statement, a spokesman said in part, CDSS, quote, takes the issue of benefit theft seriously and has been working to address the situation since we first became aware of it. For those living day to day in San Diego County,
This card means a lot to me because it's literally kept me alive.
a lifeline for hundreds of thousands in our county. One police say is too often lost, not because they spent it, but because they bought groceries at the wrong register.
It was very upsetting.
It's happened a few times.
Hundreds of dollars in state welfare cash drained from their accounts. They had no idea until they got declined.
Well, it's kind of a big letdown, you know?
Yeah, it messed me up pretty bad because I depend on that.
This woman told us she was at the Kearney Mesa office to report EBT theft. She's optimistic the county will reimburse her, but until then,
$34 left on my card, and so, yeah, we'll make do with what we can.
If you go through the first 5 days of the month, they'll be lined up at the door.
Mahoney says it typically takes about 10 days to refund a victim. But with counties now reporting more than $20 million stolen a year,
We could be out to 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Now your rent is due. You're waiting for the money to come on in. You have no rent money. And now you're getting evicted?
Once you talk to somebody who's lost everything and isn't sure where they're going to get their next meal, despite all the obstacles, that's why you do it.
California officials have defended keeping the black strip on the back of its EBT cards by pointing to federal restrictions. Those rules require that California's EBT card comply with a lot of retailers, including those that might not accept chips. Though investigators say those federal standards should be considered a bare minimum, one they say California should go above and beyond.
I mean, the amount of money that they're getting away with is incredibly high. You point out that it's probably an undercount on top of that. So what, after looking into this, what are the solutions, do you think?
So better tracking is a start. Investigators say the state also needs to invest in.
A better solution would be to not move to California. If you live in California, do like everyone else did during COVID and move to Texas. Get out of California because they are so incompetent. It took them so long for them to implement this chip, yet scammers have gotten so far ahead of them that the chip makes no sense now. It's completely useless since there are still retailers that still require you to swipe your card, which they're still out here in New Jersey, which is dumb. FedEx is one of them. I don't understand that. But I wouldn't even bother getting on food stamps in California because they're not trying to help nobody. They're not even trying to track how much fraud is going on. They're not trying to do anything but probably line their own pockets. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. See y'all next time.